Hi everyone, I'm Tara from Santa Rosa Animal Services, and we have lots of dogs and cats for you to meet today. So we want to start off by introducing Otto. Otto is a beautiful boy. He's a young male, about 1.5 years old. This way. We think he's probably a hound mixed with bloodhound. He's definitely got some bloodhound characteristics, but doesn't quite have as long of ears and not the big jowls that they generally do. So probably he won't have as bad of issue with ear infections as actual purebred bloodhound would. But he's very handsome, as you can tell. He's a little thin, so he needs to put on a little weight, and he is going to need to be neutered before leaving the shelter. He is heartworm negative. He seems to do well with other dogs, but we always encourage you to bring your dogs in to make sure it's a good match. Otto, come here. He's very playful. As we said, he's about 1.5 years old, so he is a puppy still. But if you can see his face, he's very handsome. So if you'd like to meet Otto, he is looking for a home. Please come see him. Next up we have Jackson. You may or may not get to look at his face because he doesn't like to be still. He is a really sweet boy. He's a shepherd mixed with maybe a little cattle dog, who knows what. He's just a mutt. He's under 1 year old, so he's still very puppyish, as you can tell. He's an active boy. If you're somebody that likes to run, or you like to go to the river, or you want a dog that's going to be out and about and do things with you, this would be the guy for you. He's having a little bit of issues with other dogs here at the shelter, but I think he's very young and he can be trained. As long as somebody gets him in an obedience class and socializes him well, he probably would do fine, because as we said, he's very young. And he's been at the kennels here for a couple months now. That's no place for a puppy dog to grow up. So he's very friendly, but very active again. So if you're a couch potato, pass on him and look for someone else. But you're an active person, you want a dog that can keep up with you, this will be the guy for you. Already neutered, heartworm negative, very sweet and very handsome. He just needs somebody to spend time with him and teach him some manners, and he will be a loving, loving dog for someone. So please come see him. His name is Jackson. Next up we have Holly. Holly is a Labrador Retriever mix. She could possibly have some Great Dane in her because she's a really big dog. She's about 2 years old. She's already spayed. She's heartworm negative. She's been at the shelter for quite some time now, and unfortunately, you know, this does not do well for dogs at the shelter, so she seems very high-strung, even a little stressed out. That's because it's no place for a big dog who loves to run and play, right, Holly? She's a great dog. She is going to need a strong hand, somebody that can really handle her on a leash, because she does pull, and she's a very strong dog. She's very sweet. She loves to eat. She loves to run and play, and she loves chasing tennis balls. She's a really good girl, but again, this is not going to be for somebody who has little toddlers who could be potentially knocked down by her strength. Somebody who, a big strong guy or girl who can handle a big strong dog that has no problems with that, she'd be a great pet. She just needs someone that can spend a lot of time with her. She's all ready to go, so if you think you can keep up with Miss Holly, please come and meet her. Next up we have Moondance. Moondance is an adorable little girl, as you can see. She's a Boston Terrier mix. She's about 1.5 to 2 years old. She's not been at the shelter very long, so we don't know a lot about her, but we can tell you she's an active little girl with a great personality. Super, super cute little gal. She's short and stocky, just very... very affectionate, as you can tell. She will randomly smack a kiss on you without you knowing it. Super sweet. She loves to play. Just very, very nice dog. She does well on a leash too. Seems to like other dogs. We always encourage you though to bring in your pets to make sure it's a good match. She has already been spayed, and she's heartworm negative, so that's going to be an easy breezy adoption for you. As long as you have your animals current on the rabies, we can do an application. We do an interview process with you, and then if everything looks good, you could potentially be taking this new girl home to be a part of the family. So if you'd like to meet Miss Moondance, she probably won't last long at the shelter, so come on up and visit her. Next up we have Buddy. Buddy is a very sweet boy. He's a Beagle Hound mix. He's a little over 1 year old. Here, Buddy. He is heartworm negative. He has already been neutered. All around great guy. He loves other dogs. Does good on a leash. He's very friendly. I think he would make a great family pet. He would probably do fine with children. Again, we always encourage you to bring your family in, because we want to make sure once they go to a loving home that they stay there. We hate to see them come back. It's very sad. It's very depressing for the pets. So bring your family in. Let's make sure it's a good match for everyone. And also remember that when you take home a shelter pet, they've been in a stressful environment for a period of time. It's it's going to take them more than 3 days to acclimate to a new environment. So you want to make sure that if you're going to get a pet that you're committed to that, because it's a family member, it's not just a disposable item. And we see way too many animals just being dumped here like they're an old pair of socks. And we don't like that. So if you're ready to give a pet a new family and commit to that, please come see us and you might meet a great guy like Buddy. He's like an ideal pet for a family. Just needs somebody to love, and if that could be you, come on and meet him. His name is Buddy. And if you're looking for a puppy for your family, because you want to start with a puppy, maybe you have children, you want them to enjoy the experience of growing up with a family, we've got puppies. We have two beautiful hound mixed puppies. They are litter mates, and there are actually 4 of them originally. These 2 guys are kennel mates now, and they're trying to be on their best behavior because that's what they would do if they would go home with you. But again, they are puppies, so they're going to get into things. They're going to need to be house trained and learn basic manners, and that's all part of being a pet owner. But if you think you want a great dog that is a good family-friendly pet, these hound mixes will be a great family pet. And whatever they don't know, that's your job to teach them. So they're not bad puppies. It's just up to you to teach them what to do. So please come see them. They are, let's see, about 4 months old now, going on 4 months. So it's a great time to get them into the family and get them acclimated to your home and get them, you know, summer's here, the kids can spend a lot of time with them, and they would just be a great family pet. So if you want to meet either of these guys, please come see them. They're looking for loving homes. And next up we have another puppy. This is Laverne. Laverne, we're not quite sure what breed she is. She actually came in with her sister, and as you can tell, she's a beautiful brindle, and she's probably about 4 to 5 months old as well. So we expect she's going to be a medium-sized dog. She's very playful, but she's actually a little on the shy side. Of course, you can't see that at the moment because she's having a good time in the AC and playing on the couch. But she's a really sweet girl. She's had vaccinations, and she will need to be spayed, but she's just a silly little puppy. She wants to play. She likes her belly rubbed, and she likes to play with toys too. Let's see if we can get her to be still for a minute so we can see her cute little face. As you can tell, she's a cute little girl, and she's very friendly. And again, she has a litter mate, so if you're looking for 2, if you think you're that brave where you can get 2 of these wild things. If not, you know, she just needs to get into a home where she can play and learn manners, and she definitely knows how to play with things, as you can tell, and that's typical of a puppy. And once she gets into a good puppy class, that will certainly help. Her name is Laverne again, and we're not quite sure of the breed, but we think she's going to be a cutie. So if you're interested in meeting her or her sister, please come to the shelter and take a peek. Next up we have Shirley. If you've just been watching, you saw her sister. This is the bigger, a little more quiet, reserved girl, and her name is Shirley. She's very cute, and again, we think these guys are probably maybe some shepherd with some Catahoula with some maybe lab. We don't know, so our guess is as good as yours. Probably about 4 months old. Very sweet, friendly, again a little on the shy side, so they're going to need some socialization, and that's common. I mean, they're stuck here in the shelter, so they're not getting that attention that they should be getting in a home environment. But very friendly and a good age to take into a home and train them up with the kids. So if you would like to meet Miss Shirley, she is looking for a loving home. Next up we have Wally. Wally is a little 4-year-old male. He's probably some sort of a Chihuahua mix, long hair, maybe a little terrier in the mix. Very handsome, very sweet. Heartworm negative, loves to give kisses, and he'd make a great lap dog. So if you're interested, please come see him immediately because he won't last long. Next up we have Duke. As you can tell, Duke didn't decide if he wanted to sit on the floor or on the couch, so he's just kind of chilling out. He's a Labrador Retriever. He's a yellow lab, and he's a very sweet boy, as you can tell. Now in his kennel, people see him and they think, wow, that dog's really high-strung because he's kind of all over the place, very jumpy. Once you get him out and he's had a good walk, he's just a wonderful dog. He's a young male. Come on, Duke. And he's already neutered, and he's heartworm negative, and he is just a doll. If you like labs, this guy would be great for you. He is strong on the leash, but he does mind well, and he's very eager to please. So when you first see him, you think, oh, he's a little wild. But and he is a little wild, as most young labs are. If you're a Labrador owner, you know that young labs are a little bit on the spazzy side. But you can tell he is just a sweetheart. He's a very, very sweet boy. He's just eager to please. He just wants to do what he's supposed to do, as long as you give him clear direction, you know, and he's just very affectionate, and he just loves to give kisses, and he loves to hug on people and sit in their lap. He doesn't realize he's about 70 pounds. I think he thinks he's a little lap dog, but he's just an awesome guy. And I hate that he's come back to the shelter. The owners cannot care for him any longer, and now he's here, and he's a little sad about it, but he's hoping that that perfect family is out there for him to see what a great boy he is. Right, Duke? So his name is Duke, and he needs a great home, so please come meet him. He doesn't want to stay here long. He wants to get out and enjoy the summer with you. Next up we have Leia. Princess Leia is, we think, a Catahoula mix of some sort. She's probably about 7 months old. She's definitely still a puppy. She has been spayed. She's heartworm negative. Her owner, unfortunately, was put in a hospital, and they were not able to get her back. They weren't in a position to take her back. And she was just a puppy, so she's been here a couple months now. So it kind of is a real bummer for a doggo, especially of that age, to show up at the shelter, because they're just learning the ropes of things, learning to play, learning behavior manners, and she's done it surprisingly well, considering that she's here at the shelter. But she's an active girl, so she needs a family to run and play with, to teach her what to do, what not to do, but she's very loving, as you can tell. So we just want to get her to a good home. Again, she's already spayed, heartworm negative, and friendly and loving as can be. So if you'd like to meet her, come see her now. Her name is Princess Leia. Next up we have Bella. Bella is a Catahoula. She is about 1.5 years old. She was adopted originally as a pup from the shelter. Her owner, unfortunately, had to move far away and was not in a place where she could actually bring Miss Bella. So Bella unfortunately came back to us. She's already spayed. She's heartworm negative. She's a very well taken care of girl. Her only issue is I think she was maybe spoiled a little too much, and she doesn't necessarily know how to behave around other dogs. So that's something you would have to work on. If you live in a house with no other pets, then that would be fine. As far as taking her to the dog park and things like that, they have great options these days. The gentle leaders would control her, and just probably a nice basic obedience class would teach her how to have some manners with other pets. But primarily I think she was spoiled when she was the only pet, and that's kind of how she likes it. But she's a very sweet girl, very loving and affectionate, and all around nice dog. Just she likes being the princess of the house. So if you'd like to meet Miss Bella, she is available for adoption, heartworm negative, already spayed, ready to go. All she needs is a family to love her, so come and see her. Next up is one of my favorite girls. This is Zelda. I guess I've embarrassed her now, but she's a really sweet dog. She's a German Shepherd Retriever mix of some sort. She's very young, probably a little over 1 year old, and very loving and sweet. She actually has been at the shelter, and she was adopted out just for a brief moment a couple times. Through no fault of her own, she returned to the shelter. Little dogs, I guess, sometimes don't seem to like her because she likes to play rough. And, you know, if you have children, you want to make sure you bring your kids in and make sure it's a good match. Because sometimes dogs can intimidate a child even though they're being friendly and playful, but maybe they're a little too rough. So bring in your family, make sure it's a good match. She's very young, so she's very playful. She meets other dogs and she wants to play with them. But again, if it's an older dog, they may not want to put up with that. But if you have a dog that likes to play, she would be a good match. And she seems to like everyone pretty much. She does like to chase cats. We don't know necessarily that she hates cats, but she likes to chase them. So if you have cats, maybe not the best ideal situation for Zelda. But again, she's very playful. She's stress-free, just loves to play, just pretty relaxed girl. She's heartworm negative. She's already been spayed. She's a little on the goofy side because she's a puppy, so she kind of just, is a goofball, and she'll play and things. Maybe sometimes when she shouldn't be playing, she should be behaving, but nothing too drastic. As long as you spend time with her, as you can tell, she's very loving, and she's a very, very attractive puppy. She's got good looks and a good personality. So if you want to meet Miss Zelda, she's ready to go home with somebody to get out of this place. Come and see her. She is available now on adoption. Next up, we have our featured pets today. This is our senior pair. They are a bonded pair, so they must be adopted out together. They are 12-year-old girls. They've been together their whole lives. Unfortunately, they ended up here at the shelter, and that's very sad. Sometimes when something happens to a family member, other family members are not able to take the animals, and it's very heartbreaking. But these girls came here, and we want to keep them together. They shouldn't have to be separated at 12 years old. Some people think, oh, that's too old. Well, let me tell you a little about these girls. They are house trained to the T. We let them out in the mornings in their kennel, and we let them out in the afternoons, and you know, very rarely do they ever have an accident. If they do, it's because someone forgot to let them out or something. They're fantastic. We let them out, they go do their business, they know the routine, they come back to the door and wait for us to let them back in from the area. They're just great, great dogs. They are both spayed, they are both heartworm negative, they sleep together, they can eat together, they don't fight. They're just wonderful dogs. Now, we were told that Diamond was a fence climber or jumper. We think that was probably in her younger days, as we have not seen any indication of that now. But she does like to wander around the yard. She may chase the birds or something like that. Shadow's more of a go outside, let me do my business, and kind of go back into the AC type of girl. So, but they are wonderful dogs, very calm, low-key, well-mannered. You know, if you're a little concerned about the age, yeah, you're not going to have as long a time with them as you would a younger dog, but they're just going to be so easy. You just bring them into the house, and all you have to do is feed them and let them out and love them. You don't have to train them because they're already trained, and they're going to be so happy to be in a home and be together and be in the AC and just a little yard playtime. They're just wonderful, wonderful dogs, and they deserve not to have to spend their last days here at the shelter in this place. This is not a horrible place, but it's not a home. It's not a family environment. And these girls, had a loving family at one point, and so we want them to be able to retire into another loving family. It could be one person or it could be a family of people. They're just really laid back girls. They're going to be no trouble for somebody. So even if maybe you've not had a pet before and you're thinking about getting your first pet, yeah, it's going to be hard sooner than it would be for a younger dog, but it's going to be wonderful while you have them. They're just great dogs and very loving, and you'll be able to see what it is to have two wonderful, well-behaved pets. So, there are definitely advantages to adopting seniors, and being that they are a bonded pair, you get 2 for 1, so you get twice the love. So please come and meet them. This is Shadow, and this is Diamond, and they're ready to find their loving golden home, so please come and meet them. And now for all the cats today that need homes as well. We've got tons of kitties and cats that need loving homes, so let's get started and introduce you. First group is a litter of kittens. They were brought in. A stray cat showed up and the neighbor was feeding them, and unfortunately, the mom disappeared, the kittens were left, and now they're here at the shelter. Beautiful, beautiful kittens. We have a little black fuzzy kitten here, and then we've got 2 gorgeous grays. So they're just really sweet. They're about 9 weeks old at this point, so very sweet and loving, friendly, and need a loving home. With kittens, what we do is you pay an adoption fee of $15, and then you prepay for the spay or neuter, take them home, and you are required by your contract to have the spay or neuter done by the date on your contract, and you've already paid for it, so you won't even think about it. When the time comes, you take them to the vet, get them altered, and you're good to go. So if you're interested in one of these kitties, come to the shelter. They need loving homes. Next up we have Razzle. He's a very handsome kitty cat. He's about 3 months old, and he's very rambunctious. He is ready to go home to a loving family. We do test all our cats and kittens that we put into adoption, so you're not going to have to worry they are going to have something such as feline leukemia. We want to make sure as much as we can we send you a healthy pet. You will have to get the rabies done at your veterinarian because it is required to be done by law by a licensed vet, and we don't have a vet on staff. So keep that in mind. That is something you will be required to do, and that keeps your pet safe as well. So again, Razzle is ready for a good home, and you can change his name, but just take him home with you because he needs a family. Next up we have Riot. If you'd rather have an adult cat, he's a young adult male and he's already neutered, and he's a beautiful black cat. His name is Riot. He's very handsome. He's actually very cuddly for a kitty cat, an adult cat, and just super, super sweet. Already neutered, ready to go home. So if you'd like a big handsome dude like this to hang out with you at home while you read your books, come see him. He needs a family. Next up we have Wilson. Wilson is a beautiful little kitten. As you can tell, he's got beautiful silver markings. He's just very, very, very unique. Got this little handsome face and all. He's about 3 months old, and he's just a little spitfire as well. He loves to play, but he is very affectionate too. So you may play and be a little wild, but he also wants to be your friend. So if you would like to meet this handsome guy, please come and see him at the shelter. He's ready to go home. Next up we have Felix. Felix is actually found out at Whitingfield, and we suspect that he was someone's pet and perhaps they moved and didn't take him with, unfortunately. He's a neutered male orange tabby, as you can tell. They had listed him originally as a younger cat, but I think he's probably an older cat, a senior guy, but still very handsome, very sweet, very affectionate. Just because he's a little older does not mean anything. He could have a very long lifespan, And you know, he's going to be more chill. We say that, but who knows, right? Because he likes to play too. So if you're interested in meeting Felix, he's very sweet and loving. Come see him at the shelter. And we have a nice alternate orange kitty if you want one that's a little younger. This is Floyd, and Floyd is a neutered male also, and he has been in the shelter probably not quite as long, probably a couple weeks or so, but he's very chill actually for, you know, a young male cat. He's sweet, affectionate. He seems to be on the thin side, but other than that, he seems very healthy, and we just want to find him a loving home because we hate for our kitties to stay here. They are in the AC once they come in, and so that's good because the dogs are outside, so they have it a little less comfortable, but the cats have a smaller space too, and you know, cats are used to kind of free range of their homes, so for here they get a little cooped up and sometimes they get a little antsy. So for that reason, of course, among others, we want you to come in and adopt them as soon as you can so they can get into a big family home. So again, his name is Floyd, and he needs a loving family. And as I said, we have lots of kitties right now that need loving homes. I think you met the littermates of these guys earlier, and so these are two more of the litter that came in that were, you know, a stray mom that folks were feeding, and unfortunately the kittens got left, and here they are. So, but they are friendly, sweet, and they're actually little purring machines. So if you'd like to meet them here at the shelter, they need loving homes. And next we have Princess. Princess is a little young kitten as well. She's probably about 3 months old, and she's very playful, and she loves to play and get into things, and she's very loving and affectionate as well, so the best of both worlds. But she needs a loving home. If you want a kitten, this is the time to come and get one, because we've got kittens of every size, shape, and color right now, and they all need families, and we just want them to be loved. So come and visit them at the shelter. Her and her friends need a loving family. And if you'd like to meet more kittens, you please come and see these two. The short-haired kitty is Angel, and Angel is about 3 months old. She was actually surrendered with another litter of kittens. Unfortunately, it's that time of year. We get so many in, not enough homes and too many kittens. So I encourage you to come to the shelter if you're looking to adopt a new pet. The fancy fuzzy guy that you see walking around with her, the smaller size there on the left, is Cole, and he's a domestic medium hair male kitten about 2 months old. He actually was found. Someone tried to take him in as a rescue, but they decided not to keep him, and now he's here at the shelter, and he has got an awesome little personality. He is so playful and observant and jovial and super sweet. He is just a mess, and he likes everyone. Unfortunately, the cats kind of give him a little hiss like that every now and again, but it doesn't faze him one single bit. He just goes on about his business. So as you can tell, he's just into everything. Very sweet, very playful. As you can tell, he's just a little spitfire, little funny guy. So if you would like to meet one of these guys, they're available for adoption. And of course, my favorite is Cole because he is just a little crazy kitten and super good personality. But if you don't want a fuzzy, beautiful kitten like him, we've got plenty of others to come meet them. And our hours are Monday through Friday, 9 till 4, and Saturdays, 9 till 2. So come and see these babies. And next up we have Peanut. Peanut is a spayed female, a couple years old. She's very sweet, calm, and quiet. Great little cat. Doesn't seem to mind other cats too much either. You probably wouldn't even know she was there unless she came and sat on your lap to get cuddles. She's just a very calm baby. She's very clean, doesn't make a big mess, and she's a little petite thing. We'd love her to go to a good home, so if you think that could be you, come in and fill out an application. Next up we have Echo. We suspect she was given her name by her vocal tone. She does like to talk a bit, and we think she's probably spayed. Unfortunately, we cannot confirm it, so if you adopt her, we would recommend that you have the vet take a good peek at her and to see if maybe she is spayed. She's a sweet kitty, but she's probably best for adults only because she doesn't like the riffraff of kids running in and out, things like that. She likes a more quiet, calm thing, and I think she'd be best suited in an adult-only household. Echo is very sweet. She doesn't make a big mess, and she's a nice girl, so if you want to come meet her or hear her give you a little shout there with her little kitty meows, come and see her. Thanks everyone for watching the show. We want you to remember to come on down to the shelter Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 for adoptions, and Saturdays 9 till 2 for adoptions. Or you can go to our website, santarosa.fl.gov, click on the dog or cat, and that will take you straight to Animal Services page, and we do have a listing for our adoptables. We also recommend you just come on down because once you see these faces, that's the way you're going to see who you like the best. You can give us a call at 850-983-4680. And if you're interested in volunteering, we do have a volunteer program. You just come on in, fill out an application, we'll call you when we have an orientation class, and you can come on in and help these babies. You can spend time with kittens. You can walk the dogs, or you can clean up or help file, whatever you want to do. Or you can come and get bitten by some kittens too. We prefer that doesn't happen though, but they just need to play and have socialization. And if you're into kitties that like to be a little naughty, then this is the place for you. We want you to come on down. If you don't think you can volunteer, maybe it's a little too upsetting, or maybe time restraints, you can always help in other ways. You can volunteer with a local rescue group to foster an animal, because they do pull a lot of animals from us. If you don't want to do that, you can always donate your services. You can donate funds, because those to our Partners for Pets program, the money stays right here in your community and goes to the animals here at the shelter. We use that for things such as vet bills for specific cases, or we use it for animals, food that we need, special things for certain animals. Maybe they need certain medical diet, things like that. So it does go right here to the animals here in your community at the shelter, which is a great cause. And if you're not sure about that, you want to get the items yourself. We're always in need of puppy food and kitten food, especially right now this time of year, because Cole and all his buddies are in here and they're growing fast and they're eating a lot of food. So come on down to the shelter. We would love to see if you'd just like to come take a visit and see what we have to offer here at the shelter, or what we have to adopt. We have lots of babies that need good homes. So please come see Cole and his friends, because they need loving homes. Thanks. Have a great weekend.